and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
Hello, Red Lotus Life. We have a special announcement today that we're so excited to share with you. We're doing a special promotion for the month, or not the month, the last week in July, for the month of August to get into Say Yes to Soul, get to experience all the magic that's happening in there, the inspiration, the inspiring stories, and the transformation that is going on in Say Yes to Soul. And we would like to invite you to join us for the month of August as we move from spirituality into intimate and romantic relationships. We wanted to come in and just share a little bit about what exactly is happening. As always, I have Sara Elizabeth here. She is my co-host and co-creator there. And wow, the magic that's happening as we're integrating. We're clearing and integrating and getting clarity on our spiritual beliefs versus our religious beliefs. And that's been mind blowing.
It has been absolutely mind blowing. I'm so excited to share with everyone that not only are we in that space creating a life that we love, but we are creating freedom and liberation and just like releasing from this dogma that has held us back for, I don't know, millennia when we're talking on a collective level. And what I'm witnessing with those who are in the container with us is just there are no words. There are no words for the transformation that we are witnessing. And we just can't wait for you to get in there with us, to experience it with us, and to feel that transformation for yourself. And we are all about creating a life that you love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been so interesting because as we've been clearing around and deciphering, getting more clarity around our spiritual beliefs versus our religious beliefs, they're very, very different. Spirituality is more personally based and it's very different for everyone, where religion is more of a structure, more
Mhm.
of systematic. You go to a building, you're reading out of doctrine, that type of thing. And so wow, what has been happening in that space around the spirituality? And as everyone's been getting really clear on their beliefs and how they connect to their higher powers, it is transferring over into their relationships, and especially with their intimate or romantic relationships, or even just has them contemplating on, well, what kind of relationship would I like to have or would I like to be in,
Mhm.
regardless if they're in one or not.
Yeah, it's been a really beautiful journey, and I love that we are going to be transitioning into romantic and intimate relationships from the spirituality clear, because one of those things that has come up for us is sort of how we have a tendency to externalize the savior. And again, that's something that is so embedded in us, from the day that we're born, is that there's some savior outside of ourselves. But as we are transitioning into intimate relationships now, how can we reframe that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because
So,
it goes back to sort of that trauma bond that we've been talking about.
yeah, that's what I was just going to bring up. It's been crazy to even think about that because, yeah, that's just our society, right? I don't know. Honestly, we've been having the conversation around, is this actually even conditioning or is this innate within us?
Hmm.
Because we are human. So we
Right.
all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. We want to be in a relationship where we are supported and we can be the best version of ourselves in that relationship, and also support who we love and help them rise as well and be the best version of themselves. So it's been creating all of these amazing conversations, so much contemplation on it because, yeah, we do externalize that savior. And if you are somebody that has experienced anything and you're one of these people that's always like, how do I get in these relationships over and over and over again? That's what we're actually going to be focused on in the month of August, is breaking that loop, breaking that pattern as we start to heal that part, right? The part of the external, like someone to come save us or knight in shining armor, or even just, we've been talking a lot about even that question, or not that question, but that observation of where did we say that about things? Like we say somebody has saved us. I know for a fact I've said that quite a few times. Like I'll have certain friends, or even I have talked about my ex-husband where I've said he saved me from this situation, and he did. And we talked about that in the chat. It's amazing what's happening in the community as we start to contemplate this and go, where have we externalized that savior, when really we're healing that and shifting that into, it's not a savior. The savior's within.
Mm-hmm.
And you can share with, or you can stop me if you'd like and kind of share on this, but the savior is within. And it's really, that's where our savior is. We're here to save ourselves and to support ourselves. And then what happens externally is that we actually get to support others in being the best version of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything that you shared, and what it really boils down to is, you know, are we showing up in relationship as a whole and healed? And I don't even want to say healed, like the journey is ongoing, but we are aware of our projections. We are aware of those places where we're wounded. We are aware of, you know, the type of relationship that we're desiring, and that's unique for everyone. But basically, we get to show up as two human beings who are in a healthy place, and then we get to come together and co-create. So, you know, it's and I think that there are those traits that are innate to either the masculine or the feminine that actually are okay. So we're not looking for that savior, but the divine masculine who maybe has a gentle strength, who is kind and loves unconditionally, and you know, those kind of things. And then the feminine who's more watery and nurturing and can show up for her partner in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a beautiful balance and a really beautiful dance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm really excited to explore that as we move into August, because I mean, already the spirituality clear and focus has just uncovered so much. I mean, people are exploring twin flames and soulmates and past life stuff, and then even current relationships, or somebody that they may be seeking, or, you know, just, it's so beautiful to even just now move into this area of our life where we do get to have that dance. We do get to break the trauma bonds. We get to be in these really supportive and loving and kind relationships where we're not codependent.
Right.
And we are creating this life that we love, and we are just improving. So those of you who are in a relationship, it's going to be improving those relationships. And for those who are seeking and would like to be in one, it's getting clarity on what kind of relationship you'd like to be in, and your beliefs around that. Because what we found and discovered, I mean, it's all of us, right? What's in the unconscious that's holding us back, that's the muddy waters. But the second that we can bring all of this into our awareness and we get really clear on the types of relationships that we'd like to be in, now we get to co-create. Now we get to have that dance. And then that's where we do begin to create this life that we love with someone that we love. So, and in a safe space too.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I wanted to make sure to mention, is that is probably one of my favorite things about the container, is that it is a judgment-free space. It is a safe place. And you know, nobody's criticizing, nobody is we're not sort of throwing shade at somebody else for having a different belief system than us. Like everything is accepted and everything is held in such a beautiful way. And you know, it's I feel like it's not often that we can have so many people in the same space and be able to have an open and honest and vulnerable conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been a beautiful, I'm so proud of everyone and the depths that they've gone to
Mm-hmm.
with all of this, because it is a safe space. And so people can be vulnerable if they would like, but it's also a beautiful space where we just cultivate and support each other. And it's just been amazing. I love the relationships that are beginning to
Mhm.
happen there. So it's just amazing in every way. So we invite you to join us. So for the last week in July, we are going to be opening it up. We're going to open up Say Yes to Soul to all of you to try for the month of August, where we're going to be focused on intimate and romantic relationships. We're going to be contemplating and answering questions like, who are your partners? Who is your partner or partners? Because there's all kinds of relating anymore. How do they treat you? What's your sexual relationship like? How do we maintain healthy sexual relationships? How does it make you feel? How are you emotionally supported? And we're going to go into all kinds of things, just where we get to really get clear on how do we create this life together. What type of relationship would you like to be in? And also, it's really beautiful what happens with this. So, if you're somebody that's like, I'm not into that, I don't want to, it's amazing to even go through this, to even discover and go deep within and go, "Oh, what? Actually, I don't even know. Nobody's ever asked me these questions. I know when I first started doing this, had zero clue what kind of relationship I wanted to be in. I was just in relationships, which is why I brought all of my emotional baggage and stuff from the last relationships. And then there I was repeating that loop and that pattern. So it's going to be so good.
So good, so good. And it's an entire month for free. So we really do hope that you'll join us.
Mhm. Yep. Okay. Well, we will see you there. We can't wait to give you a warm welcome.
And live your life today.